Cosmetic or appearance medicine has been increasing in popularity. So what drives people to undertake these treatments? Is it keeping up with appearances? Let's ask the doctor. Welcome back, Dr. Francis.
Thanks, Debbie.
Great to have you here. So what are the more popular treatments that you're seeing these days?
Well, in fact, we have international surveys that have told us that botulinum toxin is the most popular for frown lines and crow's feet, and the names of those treatments in terms of brands are Botox, Dysport and Xeomin.
Right, so there's different brands of the same kind of thing. They all do the same thing though.
They all do the same thing, although they can vary according to the person and the practitioner.
Right.
And there's some unusual treatments as well, like the vampire facial.
Yes.
Yeah, can you tell us more about that?
That's a trademarked treatment that involves using dermal needling along with your own platelets from your blood.
Oh, okay.
And variations of all of that. So that came into being as a popular sort of name, but in fact a lot of people can get that treatment without the name vampire, although it might be slightly different.
Right, and non-surgical body shaping, is that very popular as well?
I think it is. Although the surveys are saying botulinum toxin, then dermal fillers. I think that the vampire type treatments are getting more popular along with the body shaping, because imagine if you could go along and get some stubborn muffin tops looked after, or your pot belly that you've not been able to get rid of with diet and exercise.
Absolutely. But if we only had, you've got a limited budget maybe, what would be the top thing that's going to have the most bang for your buck? What would you get done?
Well, I think it depends on who you are and where you're at. If you're young, you want clear skin, you want hair removal, you want acne and scarring, and you want bigger lips, because that's what it is, all on social media and the magazines.
I noticed that on Married at First Sight.
Yes, it's luscious lips.
Yes.
And I think it's important because it's sort of like a part of a look, let's say. So if you're perhaps a busy housewife or a mother with limited funds, you're going to get a lift from just getting your frown lines done.
Is cosmetic medicine part of being successful these days?
I think it is, and I think it depends on success. If you're in a luxury industry or in a high net worth sort of type of lifestyle or work style, you need to look the part. So I think there's almost a uniform for some people, so you've got that. Then you've got some cultural groups that value appearance a lot more than others. For example, Korea has the largest amount of cosmetic treatments per head of population.
Korea does?
Korea,
wow.
we know that.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are they having done in Korea? What sort
Everything.
of things? Really?
Yeah. So they're ahead of us in many things. I read the journals and I see what they're doing, and they're really into it. They're ahead of us with a lot of treatments that we haven't got yet.
Really?
Oh, yes.
So what are the reasons here in New Zealand that we're having things done? Is it the keeping up with appearances thing?
I think it is. I think that you've got your social groups, you've got to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak. There's also the business people who know now that if they're not frowning inadvertently, they're going to be more approachable.
Right.
And all those sorts of things.
And social media, I guess, plays into it a bit, because people like to put themselves on social media.
Well, you're going to see people at their best, but I think botulinum toxin is like makeup now.
Oh, really? It's so common. Everyone has it.
And it must make you feel better.
Well, in fact, there is now, that look good, feel good thing.
Yes.
I mean, it really does occur. It's something that's made me feel a lot more worthwhile doing this sort of work because of the effect it has on our patients. But the thing is, we now have scientific evidence, at least for botulinum toxin, because we know that it influences the emotional centres and it works for depression and anxiety and sleep.
So your appearance makes you feel better?
Yes, but in actual fact, stopping the frown lines from contracting has an effect on your mood.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
Goodness me. So what are the reasons? I mean, is there anyone that you wouldn't treat? Like anyone who you can see just, no, this isn't for you. You need
Yes.
something a little different.
There are different categories. There are people whose health would stop us from doing certain things. For example, if you have autoimmune disease, certainly, definitely, if it's not under control, we wouldn't want to give that person a dermal filler because that can make them worse. There are people who are unrealistic about what they think they want, and there's a percentage of them that have body dysmorphic disorder. Now, all of the people in this industry know what to look for there, and we know when we have to help people to stop having more treatments.
But you do kind of want to look how you feel. If you still feel young,
Yes.
you kind of want to look young as well.
Well, that's
don't
where
you?
the inside starts to be really, really important. You can have people who come along and want to have something done to give them a lift because they have to stay younger to find a mate, because they have to look younger to get work, because they've had a catastrophe in their life. But there are people who have done enough for their appearance that now need internal health work that's going to help them to look better.
Okay, so if someone wants to get rid of their muffin top, take us back to that. How do you do that? Because I'm sure a lot of people want to know.
There are two types of treatments. The main one, until recent years, has been the freezing one. The brand that first came out that has a lot of Me Too type machines, that one works. But it takes quite a long time, it's uncomfortable, but it does work. And then there's another one which is not freezing, but it's radio frequency, and it feels like a hot stone massage. And that one takes far less time, and it's a walk-in, walk-out procedure.
And you can help anyone with advice for that. Thanks for joining us today, Frances. Always a pleasure to have you here. And if you'd like to ask Dr. Frances a medical question, either concerning anything we've discussed this morning or something that's worrying you, message us on our Facebook page.